Today I'm at the Chicago Toy Show in St. Charles, Illinois. This is the fall show. It's their 50th anniversary and the show is sold out. So that means over 600 vendors. And I'm here alone today. My wife is pregnant and she didn't think her feet could take it. So I'm unsupervised. Let's see what I can find. Wow, the foreign variants here? Huh?
Yes, these are all from Argentina.
All from Argentina.
Mm-hmm. But almost all.
I'd say as long as you're not well, sometimes on the app I start selling something and I'll like off this I think it's an E3, right? Yeah. And also I had to come back because I left my phone. Oh, yeah. I should probably get it. Hey,
What's up? Hey.
The toy cave in the house.
That's right.
We'll see it. Right? I'm with you. I want to see a live band, right? Yeah. We got here real late. No, that's not good for me. You want a bag? Yeah. Well, we got the heart foundation.
Too bad.
So I'm back from the Chicago Toy Show. I have to say I didn't have as much fun as I usually do. Part of it was probably because I was alone. My wife stayed home, which meant I didn't have anyone there to share the fun with, I guess. And I also had some bad vendor experiences. Vendors without items being priced, which is one of my pet peeves. And I'd ask them about it one time, and they name a price. I went back to buy it another time, and it was a completely different price. It's just drives me nuts. I had other vendors tell me items were complete, and then when I went to research a little more, found out they were lying about that. And then I caught one guy in a complete lie. I looked at an item. He said it was in such great shape because it was from his childhood collection, and he took great care of it. The second time I came back, I offered him about 20% less than he was asking, which I thought was still a really fair price. And he went and told me, oh no, I got more money in it than that, which is impossible if that was his childhood item because that item sold for like $9 back in 1979. So that just ticked me off. And there were some good things. I did get recognized twice from the YouTube channel, which is crazy to me. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm just a guy with a collection. I slapped these videos together really quickly on like 20-year-old software on my old computer. I never expected anyone to ever recognize me, but I was recognized. One was a vendor who said he watched my previous Chicago Toy Show video to get to know what the place was like to decide if he wanted to sell there. So that was cool. And other than that, I didn't get any big items that I was looking for, but I did get a lot of parts and some other nice things that I'll show you now. Let's take a look. The first thing I picked up at the show was this Stormtrooper from some guy that was selling some random loose Stormtroopers for $5. If you know me, you know $5 is my Stormtrooper price. I army build the heck out of these. I trying to fill a whole Imperial shuttle display, my Death Star. You can never have enough Stormtroopers if you ask me. And then these other three that are in pretty rough shape came from the vendor G.I. Jason. He's a fellow Wisconsinite that I see around, and I always try to buy something at least from him. If you're a G.I. Joe collector and you're into buying online, which I'm not, you can check out G.I. Jason on Whatnot. He does sales like every week, good prices on G.I. Joes. So I bought these three from him. They're really bad. You can see how loose some of them are and how yellowed the limbs are. So these guys will be taking a hydrogen peroxide bath to get a little whiter before they end up in the display. The next Star Wars figure I bought was this Warrock figure. He's one of the last 17 Star Wars. As you know, the last 17 are all very expensive, and I only try to buy about one a year, but this guy was a good price, and I like the vendor that sold him to me. He always has really good prices. He even told me some other vendors were harassing him, telling him he had to raise his Star Wars figure prices because they couldn't compete with him. But as he said, he's there to sell things, not just to show them off. And these other guys that have these and are selling like this figure for $250, they're not selling them. So I ended up getting this guy for $100, which is a steal for this figure. He's missing his bow, but that's okay. I'll try to track that down later if I can, or else at least I have the figure that I didn't have before. Then I picked up this lovely bird perch. Just kidding, this is a Big Jim, but the only reason I bought a Big Jim, a figure I'm not interested in, is because I have the Big Jim Eagle. That was the mold they used for Masters Universe Screech and Zor. So a vendor had this big gym for $10, and I thought about it a while, and I came back later, like I often do, and she actually had everything at her table for 50% off. So I got this big gym for $5. So this is the Kung Fu version of Big Jim, which is the one I preferred to get anyway. He's got a big button on his back there, and when you press it, he's got some Kung Fu action. Let's raise his arm up. Karate chop. But, like I said, the only reason I got this guy is as a perch to put my Big Jim Eagle on. I am the Bird King! So I'd gone through the show about 2 times, just wandering around, and nothing really caught my eye this time. I was looking for some specific things. I wanted She-Ra's castle, because I actually made a spot for it in the room, and some other items. But I ended up not finding them, so I just started buying some cheaper figures just because I wanted to buy something else. So this is Grun the Destroyer from Thundercats. He's in good shape. His actions work. I got this guy for $10. The only reason I really bought him is because I have his accessories. A bag of accessories I bought a couple years ago actually had his parts in there, so I thought I would complete his accessories with a figure. And then I bought some Sectars. This is Waspex and Spydrax, both Sectars villains. I don't have any of the villains, and I really like the Sectars line. I love the puppets. Of the lines from the 80s, I never had and I never heard of. I like Sectars and I like Crystar the best. So these guys were a cheap price, and I bundled them with some Star Wars parts you'll see later. Just because I wanted to buy some more figures, honestly. So it's parts from here on out. I bought these parts from a couple vendors. One of them was in the doll area, like the hallway where the bathrooms are between the 2 big pavilions. They had so many parts. They had a bin you could take, fill it with parts, hand it to the vendor, and he would give you a price, like a bulk price for the parts, which was awesome. So the parts pretty much all came out to about $1 a piece. You probably saw his booth in the video. He had color-coded drawers, and in each drawer, he had that color parts. So it was easy to find something if you were looking for something specific. Another vendor had just a big bin of parts that I grabbed from, and another one just had a small amount of Star Wars parts I bought from. So we'll start with some Star Wars parts here. These are both of the levitating crates for the vintage Dagobah playset. These are the 2 parts that my Dagobah playset was missing. So that is now complete. So I'm very happy with those. This is one of the engine bits from the Snowspeeder. As you saw, if you watched my Elkhorn flea market video early this year, I got a Snowspeeder and a bunch of shells in a box lot, and this is one of the parts for the Snowspeeder I need. This is just a droid body for the droid factory. I was thinking about buying a droid factory today at the show, but I ended up not doing it, so just have this part for a rainy day. Couple TMNT parts. I got a pizza for the pizza thrower. Pizza thrower I got earlier this year was missing 1 pizza. There it is. Just threw in another one of these. I have a Michelangelo that has no weapons, so I'm just getting some stuff for him to hold. I was looking for nunchucks, but of course those are always broken, and they didn't have any nunchucks. Here's April O'Neil's briefcase. The April I have in my collection has all of her weapons except for the briefcase. It was my sister's childhood April, and she must have lost this, so I grabbed it. And then I got a bunch of Sectars pieces. These aren't for the Sectars I bought earlier, but I do need some of these. This is Zach's belt, and his 2 guns, and a shield, so that completes that figure for me. And this is a part of the harness for one of the puppets This goes on the back of the saddle and holds weapons, specifically this weapon and another sword. So I grabbed that too, because someday I'd love to find that puppet, and if he's missing these pieces for $1, why not? And then digging in that bin too, I found this. This is a pilot for a Battlestar Galactica Colonial Viper. He's a very tiny little guy. I don't have the Viper, but I do have the Battlestar Galactica Cylon Raider that doesn't have a driver, so he's going to be commandeering that until I can find a Viper. But for $1, I got this guy. This guy's going for over $30 sold on eBay. So that was pretty cool to find in a parts bin. And I got a bunch of Masters Universe parts. She-Ra. This is Sweet Beach Shield. Peekaboo Shield. We got Cobra Khan's gun. Moss Man's club. Robato's axe. Jitsu's sword. And Hordak's crossbow. This completes like 6 of my figures, so for $1 to complete a figure, that's awesome. And the rest of this stuff's G.I. Joe. A couple years ago, I bought a box full of broken vehicles and parts, and inside was a tactical battle platform that I've been trying to complete. And with this bunch of pieces, I'm only missing the spotlight now. So I actually have this. This is for the foldable ramp, but mine is broken here. So here's a good one. 2 of the missiles for it. 1 of the hatch panels. The antenna for the big gun. And the long ladder. So very happy. My battle platform is going to look a lot better with those pieces. And then lastly, this little pile here. These are both for the Skyhawk. It's my childhood Skyhawk. It didn't have either of these side panels or this spoiler. I didn't even know it was missing when I was a kid. I still just played with it like a little hovering helicopter. It was cool. Since then, in that box I talked about earlier, I found one of these, and now I got the other 2 pieces to complete it. And here's a missile for Destro's Despoiler. I was missing 1 missile, so that completes that. Here's a gun that I thought was for an Alley Viper, but my brain just wasn't working, and this is Annihilator's gun. But I guess you can never go wrong with another G.I. Joe weapon. It's one of the big missiles for the MMS. And lastly, here's some wings to complete my Raptor figure. No, I am the Bird King. Or I'm a bird. I don't know. I'm very confused. So that's what I got. I'm pretty happy with all my purchases. I love the parts. I'm very happy to get another Last 17 Star Wars figure. I just didn't get anything, big and exciting like I usually get at the show. So that was kind of disappointing. But try again in spring. If you enjoyed this video, hit like. Don't forget to subscribe for more toy hunting and other fun toy stuff. And we'll see you next time in the Toy Cave.